All right, guys, welcome back to Father and Son Investing. This is the second of 3 successive Nanox videos. Today, we're going to be talking about Nanox's acquisition of USARAD. Of course, the deal hasn't been done yet, but we'll talk about the details, how much money will be exchanging hands, how much stock. We'll talk about what USARAD does, and then we'll talk about what USARAD brings to the table in this acquisition that could be beneficial for Nanox. All right, USARAD, they were founded in 2008. They are a private company, and they are based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. They have 41 employees, and they have 300 radiologists who work for them. There are a few investors already in this private company. Probably the biggest and well-known is going to be Siemens. In this case, it's going by Siemens Healthineers. They are an imaging company in Germany, and they also have Accelerate Health Ventures as well as Omphalos Venture Partners. Now let's get into the terms of this deal. Right now is just a binding letter of an intent. Nanox anticipates purchasing all of the shares of USARAD and all of the assets of its related company called Medical Diagnostics Web, which I believe was founded in 2018. The CEO, Michael Hughes, was one of the co-founders of that company as well. So the total consideration will be $30 million in stock and cash for both companies. Nanox expects a total consideration for USARAD to be $27 million. That will comprise of $18 million of Nanox shares and $9 million in cash. Of that total, $18.5 million of consideration is expected to be paid upon closing, and the remaining $8.5 million is expected to be paid based on the achievement of certain milestones. The remaining $3 million for Medical Diagnostics Web will be paid in Nanox shares. Now, important to know, it says that the Nanox shares expected to be paid to ZebraMed, who I talked about yesterday, as well as USARAD and MDW shareholders are not expected to be registered and will be subject to restrictions on resale under the U.S. securities laws. All right, I want to drill down into USARAD a little bit and give you some information that will be helpful. As I mentioned earlier, they have 300 radiologists working for them. Now, some of those are part-time, and some of those are full-time radiologists. I think the majority of them are teleradiologists. They do have some on-site radiologists who also work for them. Now, initially, USARAD was reading radiology studies for the United States, but since then, they have expanded out into 15 other countries, including countries in South America, Africa, Europe, Russia, China, India, and Australia. Not only do they offer primary radiology reading, they also have a second opinion service where one can get a second opinion on the images after they upload them to their website. USARAD has been quite successful, and quite honestly, employing a team of 300 radiologists and being able to provide them enough studies to read and the IT infrastructure that goes into that, I applaud them for their growth in their business. Now, USARAD does have some nice features. Their picture archive and communication system, that is the system that allows a radiologist to be able to look at images. That system is entirely web-based, and that really keeps their clients and their radiologists intimately connected. They also have some nice advanced features within their picture archiving and communication system that radiologists will enjoy. Their radiology as a service has some nice features for the people that they read for that really converts the radiology expenses from a fixed to a variable cost and increases efficiency. They also provide the teleradiology service at night and on weekends when other radiology groups might have to hire a specific group member to read cases, which might not be as efficient as having a teleradiologist who is reading for multiple different medical facilities and thus staying a little more busy and using their time more efficiently. USARAD is available within all 50 states in the United States of America and, as I stated, in 15 other countries. All right, what does USARAD bring to the table in this acquisition that could be beneficial for Nanox? Well, first of all, the company has, as I stated, over 300 U.S. certified radiologists within its organization. Now, what will that do for Nanox? It will provide it with immediate access to trained radiologists, and they can also lower the barrier to the U.S. market and other countries around the globe. As I mentioned, they are in 15 other countries currently reading radiology studies. Now, because of the USARAD network, Nanox will also have direct access to the company's relationships with hundreds of medical practices across multiple specialties, as well as urgent care centers and other healthcare providers. Moreover, USARAD, in which Siemens holds a meaningful equity stake, will enhance Nanox's go-to-market strategy, potentially allowing the company to place Nanox.Arc systems with USARAD customers. Now, that is all forward-looking. What else does USARAD bring to the table? Well, USARAD is used to doing medical billing. That will allow Nanox to manage various new critical functions and capabilities, not having to send those out to third-party services. USARAD is also well-versed in compliance for medical imaging. Certainly there are HIPAA compliance issues. HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act that was approved back in the United States into law, late 1990s. So USARAD has a compliance system. Additionally, the devices that USARADs are using in order to manipulate images fall under the FDA. Now, the actual picture archiving and communication system was the classification for that was recently modified by the FDA. The storage and display of medical images is excluded by the FDA, but the software that provides advanced or complex image processing functions for image manipulation, enhancement, or quantification, those still fall under the FDA umbrella. So USARAD is used to working with this and will be able to help Nanox as they implement their Nanox Cloud. So we see that USARAD will bring some important things to the table for Nanox as they strive to start delivering these Nanox.Arcs should they become FDA cleared. They're looking at sometime in 2022 that they would start to deliver these products. That's going to do it for USARAD and the Nanox acquisition of them. Again, remember, it's only a letter of intent right now. Any of this or all of it could fall apart until the agreements are actually signed and executed. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Nanox and their 510K clearance. I've had some people asking me about that. We'll cover the Nanox stock price, and we'll talk about what may be out into the future for Nanox. Until next time, enjoy your investing.